Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Train Simulator 2016. So we're here, we're in a new route and a new train. So those of you who watch these sim videos will probably think that this is not in fact a new route because we're in Glasgow and we've been in Glasgow before. However, in the old video, we went through this wacky set of tracks here and we went down this little line here which takes you into the Glasgow suburban route, whereas today we're going down this one because we're on a long distance commuter run. So this is actually only a short video, so this is only going to be half an hour long. We are going from Glasgow to Carstairs where another driver will continue, and we will make one stop at Motherwell. So this is the train that we will be driving today. It's the Class 86 with a whole bunch of carriages, and for the first time this is an electric locomotive, so no diesel power. We've got our pantograph which is connected to the overhead lines. So a quick look inside. So it's raining like billy, so let's grab the lights on. We'll get our instrument lights, which I'm more used to seeing in a plane than I am in this, and we'll get some headlights on. So we're ready to go. We'll bring the reverser to forward, which is good, so it'll make a whole bunch of wacky noises. And then there's quite an interesting little thing here. So these gauges are very, very important. So before I set off, actually I'll do it as a set off, why not? So this, instead of an acceleration thing, you basically have the tap change. So basically the tap change controls this percentage, which is basically how much of electricity is drawn from the overhead lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase it to about 20 and then we're going to hold. So this effectively controls the acceleration. And crap, 20 is a bit much actually. So we're now speeding! Oh, I just went to speed. Very, very slight downhill. So I'm just going to use brakes a little bit. Okay, so yes, we will talk about it. Basically, once we start picking up speed a little bit, I will talk about what's going on here. So we're up to 20, so I'm just going to, well, we're on hold anyway. So, we've left Glasgow. We're now coming into... So we've got this interesting set of things where we've got a bunch of directions. So we're now going, we've gone into from Glasgow into lane C, we're now going into lane 1. So it'll be A, B, C and D, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're now hopping left into lane 1. Another change to lane F. Oh, we're speeding. I've already passed the 25-mile-an-hour mark, so I ain't too fussed about that. See, now we're no longer speeding. Yeah, it's because when you're on hold, 0 isn't quite 0. 30, we've got a banner repeater there, so it's showing us the signal that we can't quite see is green. very slight uphill. It is indeed green, and same, we're speeding again, but we're already past that. Yeah, there we go. Got a little bit of texture work in there. Okay. So now we're going to come into the fast bits. So, okay, now that it's just going to be a constant cruise, I'm going to explain a little bit. Basically, the tap controls the level of your acceleration. So I'm on hold at the moment, so the percentage that we are tapping from the overhead lines is either increasing or decreasing. If I put it to tap down, then not much will happen because we're already at 0. If I put it to tap up, which I'll be doing in a minute, what will happen is that will start to increase. And when that increases, you will see this start to increase. And this is basically the amount of available energy in the system. So while this is a positive number, you will keep accelerating. And then once it gets back down to 0, if this is 0 and this is at 100, you're basically the fastest you can possibly go. We're now into the 75 mile an hour zone, so I'll keep us look down here. We're going to be on 1,000. We're basically going to be on 75 miles an hour, so this is the fastest we can go. So as you can see, I've put the tap up now to 20%, and it's going down as we are using the available electricity to accelerate. Just effectively hold speed. So basically, if I notch it up, you've basically got several settings here. You've got hold, which is neither increase or decrease. You've got up and down. Well, you've got notch up, which is half, and then maximum increase, which will basically just increase the tap. And then you've got notch down and minimum, which will decrease the tap, and it won't apply the brakes. What it will effectively do is it will cut the engine, and you will just slowly come to a stop. And then you've got off. Now the problem with using off is if you put the tap to the off position, then the tap goes down to 0. So then if you want to accelerate, you have to put the tap up and wait for the percentage of available electricity to increase before you will actually be able to start accelerating again, which is a little bit of a pain. So you need to watch how much you are accelerating, because if you get to the yellow is basically a hard acceleration. If you get to the red, what will happen is you will get a fault, and the engine will cut, basically. And fun fact for you, I did try recording this video just 10 minutes ago now, and I got a fault, and my train got stranded, so I'm having to re-record it, and that is how I know that convenient bit of information. In actual fact, it has been a very, very, very long time since I've had to drive this train. So, we're almost back to 0, so I'm going to notch up a little bit. So we're now notched at 40. I can't remember what the maximum speed of this train is. So, alright, okay, so what I've done is I've accidentally hit it in the off position, so I need to wait for the tap to go to 0, which you can only do if the tap is in the 0 position, and now that it's in 0, I can return to this. So, available energy is increasing. We can now see we've got some available to accelerate. Now up to 80 miles an hour. So I'm going to kick this back to the hold position. And our tap is very nearly at 100%. So we're accelerating to almost as fast as we can go. we're on quite a strong uphill section here. Another train! So as you can hear by the engine, that's a diesel locomotive, or technically diesel electric as it is. Right, so I'm actually going to need to decrease the tap value a little bit without putting it on and off. Alright, okay, well we're speeding, so I guess we'll just have to keep it like this moment. So we've now passed 90 miles an hour, banner repeater is green. We're now at 90, taps at 0, so we'll bring this back up. So our amount of available electricity is starting to climb. Now I think something has broken with this. So the problem, several iterations worth of game is that you do tend to have add-ons designed for older versions of the game that are now no longer working. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to incur a speeding penalty here, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to put us in the off position. The reason why, from experience, I can tell you that we've got quite a steep hill coming up. So let's go and take a little look at a passing station. This is not one that we're stopping at, so we're going to be passing through at some hefty speed. What have you? Okay, so our speed is more or less going to start coming down quite a lot because we're just about to hit this hill. I wasn't speed as much as I thought we would, although it's starting to come down a bit now. So I guess just keep it as it is. Yeah, so basically the problem is when you've got the tap on minimum, which is what it is now, the tap percentage should come down, but instead it's just holding. So something's kind of gone wrong there. But yeah, so. Maybe if I try just tapping off for a little bit, so wait for it to come all the way down, start decreasing quickly because there's now no acceleration at all. I.e. there's a deceleration because of the big ass hill that we're on. Tap is now back to 0. So let us bring it up. And instead of slamming it to 100, what we do is we put it set hold. Oh, never mind, we've got Motherwell coming up, so yes. So basically this was the place where I incurred my my little screw up. So actually I'm now just going to tap us off and let us very gently slow down. I'm going to get ready on the brakes. I actually don't know how fast this thing stops, so I'm probably just going to put this to about 50%. Oh my god, it stops quickly! So probably fine to just keep us on 60% brakes. So yeah. So because this is a locomotive and not a diesel multiple unit, why is there cars still going across? Shouldn't the barriers be down? Jesus, alright, okay, well, that was something. Right, let's take the brakes off. We're being flagged into platform 1. So I've now actually managed to get further than I did in my previous recording in literally half the time. So it's good to know that I haven't screwed it up too much. Yes, anyway, this is a locomotive engine, not a diesel multiple unit. Sorry, not a multiple unit. Obviously, it's not a diesel multiple unit. So the significance of that is you've got two braking systems. You've got the locomotive brake and the train brake. So I've talked about them in a previous video before. The locomotive brake only applies to the locomotive, whereas the train brake applies to the entire train. So it provides uniform braking across the whole thing, which is pretty handy if you are looking to stop. So here we go, we're pulling into Motherwell. We're currently running 1 minute late because it took me a minute to get set off, so it's not too bad. Once I clean out the locomotive, I'm going to feel the rain in my hair. I'm actually going to go back inside. Okay, so I'm trying to work out where to stop. Probably start putting the brakes on about here. So this should, yep, all carriages are on the platform. And this is a successful stop. So, we can now open our doors. So welcome to Motherwell. So this is our last stop midway. Ooh, there you see an interesting one. It's a dual repeating banner signal. So what this is there's a junction over here. Yes, okay, so basically what that signal says is if the upper one is slanted, it means you're going down this line and you're clear to go. And if the lower one is slanted, it means you're going on this way and you're clear to go. And if they're both not slanted, it means you're not clear to go. So if I go back to Motherwell, which is I've gone the wrong way. Yes. If I pop on back to Motherwell, passengers for yes, you will see the top one is slanted, so whoever's coming down this line is going to be going down the main line and not the subsidiary. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring us back to 31% on the brakes. That's good enough. I'm going to bring the tap on. I'm going to tap us to 20%, so about there. So let's hold. Now we've gone a little bit into the yellow. Yellow's fine. It's as soon as you start getting into the red that things become an issue. So we're now going. So we don't want to wear our brake discs. So full release on brakes. You can see we're starting to accelerate a bit faster. So with our speed increasing, we'll eventually start seeing this drop down a little bit. Yeah, here we go. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to talk us through this, I'm just going to kind of keep us pretty tapped to maintain the best degree of acceleration without blowing up engine. So we are, as you can see by the left, we're cleared to 95 miles an hour. So we're currently at 50% on cap and accelerating. little bit high. Okay, so we're now at maximum possible tap, so there is no more electrical energy I can bring down from the overhead cables. So as you can see here, you've basically got a train which is giving way to us because it is a very, very slow freight train, and we are rather a little bit more sprightly than that. So we are continuing our acceleration through 70 miles an hour. Just fast forwarding to this station, which is Shelmoor. Train spotters will be happy. So there's another wee depot in there actually. I'm not overly familiar with this line. It's an interesting place for it to be quite a big train station. But anyway, no matter. So we're going to keep going now. We're on a 1 in 100 gradient, which basically means that you increase 1 meter in height for every 100 meters you go forward. And actually that's quite steep for a train. You generally find that the most extreme gradient, well, the most common extreme gradient that you will find is 1 in 50. Here's a big station, lots of things. And I think most I've seen for a railway track is a 1 in 30 gradient. To put it in perspective for you now, we're going to be... So there's a warning on the AWS because our speed is... dropping down, so I'm going to take train off tap. Gradient should focus down. Yeah, so the biggest I've seen is 30... is a 1 in 30 gradient. So that's probably... how are we speeding? Oh yeah, right. Okay. Right, okay, let's apply some train brake. Ah, that's why. Okay. Okay, right, we're go. We're go. It's a go. Speeding again because it's not on 60, so that's again my bad. So you can, because we're hitting the rails on the curve slightly faster than normal, you can hear the rails screeching as the tyre pushes against them, the tyre of the wheel. Right, okay, so taps at 0, that's at 0. So we're now increasing speed and we're on the final push out to Carstairs in the south. And I was in the middle of saying something and I kind of forgot what it was. Here's another train that's just given way to this. Up to 90 miles an hour. So yeah, it's quite an interesting way of driving a train, is having to, rather than just having a straight up acceleration, having to deal with this tap system. It's certainly causing me no end of heartaches, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Well, currently, I mean, what time would you... okay, so it doesn't really give us a due time, but nevertheless, we're going to peg it down as fast as we can. So one place that we'll be passing on the way down is the Carstairs facility, which is it's an interesting place. It's I don't know what the politically correct way of putting it is. It's effectively a prison for people who have committed criminal acts as a result of not being fully within their own mind. So stuff like people who've maybe had mental breakdowns or gone on a serious crime spree, they get put in the facility in Carstairs. It's not quite a prison. It's not a asylum. It's kind of somewhere in between. I mean, not that we really have asylums nowadays, but like a mental health facility. Yeah, somewhere in between, and it's you know, there's loads of people there that have done some very scary and serious things. We'll be passing that on its way. Ah, yes, I remember. We were talking about that before I got interrupted by the fact I was speeding. So, gradients, yes, we're now on 1 and 130, which isn't too bad. Just to recap, in case I didn't say it enough times before, the biggest I've ever seen in railways is 1 in 30, which is quite significant. And, like, in driving situations, to give you some kind of context as to how trains can perform, a car can do about probably about 30 to 40%. So that's going to be a 1 in 3 gradient. Compare that to a train, which is an absolute maximum. It's 1 in 30. So a train can cope with a lot less than a car, and the reason for it is in a car, the idea is to have high grip tyres on a high grip surface to generate traction, whereas for the best fuel economy, trains are frictionless, nearly frictionless wheels on a nearly frictionless surface. So you'll find that trains can usually cope with all that much. So I want to try something. This is more for my own personal experimentation. So if I bring tap to off, which kill the acceleration, we'll start seeing that come down. If I bring it to hold, it holds, which is how you expect. And if I now accelerate, no, it doesn't. Okay, so this add-on is definitely broken, because it's working in the sense that if you put it to the off position, you can't then accelerate until the tap goes all the way back to 0. So that is the correct behaviour for it. However, what is broken is when you put it to minimum, the fact that it's not decreasing the tap percentage. So what that means is you can't easily decelerate. So when I put it to 2%, you should basically see that. Fine. So oh, I do too well here. We must be getting close to Carstairs. 3 miles. So I'm in no rush. I'm just gonna keep experimenting with this. I'm gonna use the key commands to see if I can do this. So this is it now on hold. You can see it's holding at 40%. So if I now bring it back to 2, yeah, see this should decrease, and it's not decreasing. So something has gone seriously bark. Right. Crap. Guess I'm not crossing it such properly. So we're now on the final approach into Carstairs, so I'm pretty much just accelerating us for a moment. Passer, but speed changes here. So because we're in a downward gradient, I'm going to kill off the acceleration. Here's another steam. Why do I keep thinking it's a steam train? There's another freight train that is giving way to us. So we're probably going to get some angry AWS signals in a minute. And we're now approaching a mile. So bring us 50% brakes. So basically what you're hearing, that loud noise, and you'll notice that the ammeter is on minus 59 amps, and basically what this is electrical braking. Some trains have it integrated into another brake lever, but this one has it integrated into one. It's called dynamic braking. Yeah, that's it. So basically, as opposed to just putting a brake pad onto the as opposed to putting a brake pad onto the wheel. And that's slowing it down. You can actually see here that the brakes are on the tiniest fraction, but not by much. Instead, we're just using the engine to do electrical braking. So, I'm just going to release the brakes. And here we go into Carstairs. So, actually, if we just pass the person, I've kind of forgotten where it is. I've never actually stopped in Carstairs personally, I've just passed through it several times. So we'll bring us to 35% brakes, so we get a little bit of hissing. Bring the electrical engines going. Another AWS. So, fill brakes. I've ever so slightly missed the platform. Whoops. But nevertheless, we are here. So, doors open. Let's get all the passengers disembarked. And so, this is where another driver is going to try and take over from me, even though he can't actually get into the cab of the train because I'm miles away. I suppose there's a neat little ladder there. But, yes, welcome to Carstairs. I don't think it's SPT, this far south, Strathclyde Partnership for Transport. I don't quite think so. Oh yes. So shift has now ended. This walled place, this is Carstairs. So basically the way I'm used to coming through, this junction here takes you up to the East Coast main line into Edinburgh, and then this place loops back through, passes the Carstairs facility, which is where I'm used to be, not used to being, sorry, I'm used to seeing it, and then you can take the train around where I'm flying to go south down to Lockerbie, and then south down the West Coast main line to Englandshire, and then back up here to take you north. So that's it, that is the end of the shift. I'm on my way home, and I'm going to go watch some games. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Train Simulator 2016. I'll see you next time. Bye!